My dad knew that I'd been into Pokemon recently. He knew I watched videos about Pokemon, but I didn't have any Pokemon games. So, for a birthday present, he gives me a Pokemon game he ordered online. Even though I was really excited about this, I was really confused about the title. Pokemon Red Violet. It showed a shadowing of a Pokemon, and I could have sworn it was an Absol. One day, my dad wanted me to play it. I'd almost forgotten about the new game sitting on my dresser, so I booted up my console and put the game in. It showed a rather different introduction. A sparkle flashed on the screen, and suddenly something dashed through the forest. It was a shadow, but it did look a lot like an Absol. Soon, it came to a part where the forest ended, on a wide open cliff. I could see it looking down at someone, trudging through what seemed like a route. But wait, is that me? That's where the introduction ended, but it jumped straight to Professor Oak talking about the world of Pokemon. As I'm a girl, I picked to be a girl, and named myself Violet, because of the title. I at least wanted something original. It started in my house, where I was standing in front of a TV. Wait, is that our living room TV? Is this my actual house? Man, I really wanted to know who was stalking me. Then, things got a little stranger. My dad walked in. He looked exactly like my real dad. He said, "We'll be going to do some errands, so you'll be home alone for a while." The name recognition wasn't a surprise to me. All Pokemon games, and most roleplay games in general, are supposed to use your character's name. It's normal. But here's the strange part. The sprite looked at me. Not my character's sprite, but me. And then he said, "See you soon, Rebecca." I was shocked by this. Rebecca was my real name. How does he know who I am? By then, my father came into my room. Not in the game, but in real life. "How are you enjoying your game?" he asked, smiling. Even though I was a little creeped out by it, I do admit I've had some fun with it. "I really liked it," I chirped. "Oh, so I bought you the right game then." Man, they said take the game for free. I was a little shocked by this, but it had the Pokemon logo, so I took it and a couple of other copies too. Only thing I was worried about was that the name wasn't very familiar. I didn't think it was from the regular game franchise. At least you like it. He winked and left the room. Yeah. I looked back at my game. I tapped the screen to make the dialogue go away, and then the other father, went away. There was no music. It was like the moving truck in Ruby and Sapphire. No music, just silent. Except for the occasional bump noise my character makes when it runs into something. Did I go after my father? I checked the door he went out of. It was locked. Should I watch TV? I went back to the TV and pressed A. The screen came on, but it said, "There is nothing to watch today." Strange. Guess I can't do that. Should I look out the window? It's the only interesting thing left to do other than go outside. The screen went black, and when it came back, it showed out the window. Sweet! This game's actually proving to be a little fun. Dad did choose the right game after all. Then, I saw a bush. In the bush, looking at me, were two eyes. Absol eyes. The Absol came out of the bush, looking at me with a glint in its eyes and a smile on its face. But then it swung around to look at the forest, then at me, then at the forest. It seemed to be saying, "Follow me." Okay then. The screen faded for a few seconds again, then it came back to my sprite. I noticed there was a door leading outside. Maybe. I went to the door, I went through, and I was outside. I walked up to the Absol. It bounded into the trees, and I followed. Then the screen faded again. The dialogue popped up. Several days passed, but one day, There was a cry, an Absol cry, but it was a little distorted to make it sound like it was in pain. The screen faded back to show my sprite, crying over the Absol. It was hurt really bad, and how it was positioned against the rock like that made me realize that it had been slammed against the rock. There was an evil, echoing laugh. Giovanni's laugh. I saw him there with his graveler. "Give up now?" he said, then laughed some more. The screen faded. I felt sorry for the Absol. I wish I could just jump in the screen and save it, but of course I couldn't. The screen faded back to me in the Pokemon Center. Nurse Joy was just coming back from our little room. "I'm so sorry," she said. "But this poor creature isn't going to last any longer if you stay here. That's the strange thing with Pokemon. Take her back to where you guys met, which should be your hometown. Hurry now." I did. I hopped on my bike and raced all the way to Jay's Song, which is the name of my neighborhood. I didn't care about that though. All I cared about was getting that Absol back to the backyard. I got to the house and the screen faded away. When it came back, there was no one in the backyard but me. But then, someone was behind my sprite. And he took out something, and the rest of the scene is too disturbing to tell. "At least you'll be at peace with your Pokemon," he cackled. Then the screen faded for the last time. It was the main menu. I wanted to see if I still had the save file, but all I could do was make a new game. I sighed. The weirdest game ever. The next day, I was going to watch TV when my father walked in. "Hey Dad," I said, but then something shocked me. My dad said, "We'll be going to do some errands, so you'll be home alone for a while." That was exactly what he said in my game. I ran to the window as soon as he closed the door. Sure enough, in a bush, looking at me, were two eyes. Absol eyes. Thank you for listening to the end. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to click that like button, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon to make sure you never miss a story.